Hey everyone, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Blessed and Beautiful. My name is Renee. For those of you who don't know me, thank you for stopping past my channel. You're a visitor. Come on in. We love visitors. Come on in, have a seat. Sit on the front row. Everyone here at Blessed and Beautiful sits on the front row. If you are part of my Slady Squad, thank you so much for being back one more time. Slady Squad, move on over. Let some of these people in. Make them feel welcome. Today we're going to be beading. So I was inspired by some of my new friends in the beading community. So if you are new here, I used to do makeup videos and I used to do reviews on monthly subscriptions to like Ipsy and BoxyCharm, things like that. But I started making pens, and now I do pens and bracelets and other jewelry, and so a lot of my videos focus on that more than makeup, but I'm trying to like do a little bit of both, so we'll see how it goes. I also am a reviewer with Amazon, and so I do all those things here on this channel. Today we're going to be beading. So I also wanted to tell you about my eye look today. I wanted to put some makeup on today, you guys. I was like, I'm just gonna throw on a little bit of makeup, and I can never just throw on a little bit of makeup. Do you see this? I used 3 palettes. I used this one by Hershey Kisses, and this is from Glam Light Cosmetics. And it looks like this on the inside. I might have got this from Temu. It was either Temu or Amazon, but it's a, you know, a sundress. And I loved this detail that is on the straps, and you can't see because I'm super short, but it's got pockets, and it has the little zipper on here, which is for decoration. It does zip, but it's for decoration. You don't want me to choke myself. So I have one blue and a little bit of purple, so that's why I had the Hershey's Kisses and Adept Cosmetics, y'all. This is the Cyborg Choir palette. That's the palette right there. So much sparkle. I'm trying to get it so that you can see how it changes colors. So that's what's on my eyes today. In my crease, a little bit from Juvia's Place, and this is the Warrior palette, and I use just this color right here, that dark brown that you see in my crease. Second thing to get out the way, why am I in the dining room? On May 3rd, I will be at a women's conference at a church north of where I live. They called and requested me, and they asked me to bring my pens and to do some vending. And so I am recording for you all a vlog of me getting ready for this vendor's event. So this is how I got started into beading. For those of you who don't know me, this is how I started with beads. I use beads to create these pens. I have so many pens, and I will be vending for 6 to 7 hours. They are expecting about 200 women. New subscribers to my channel are part of the beading community, and so I make jewelry and mostly bracelets, but I have made a couple of necklaces, as some of y'all know. So that's why we come to the video that we're doing today. I'm going to be making a bracelet. I was inspired by some lives that I watched. So I'm always watching Becky Foster. I think her channel is called Becky Burrito, and she does a late night beading with Becky. I love watching that. So a lot of the beading community is there, and so I've met some people there, and I was inspired to make a bracelet today from watching her sister make a necklace. And then last week I watched, her name is Kirk, and she is on Space Pickle Designs, and she made several bracelets. So I'll show you the necklaces that I've made. This one I did actually, I have a video for this one, and right now I am enjoying the Bargain Bead Box subscription, and this was the March subscription box. Making a necklace and using the crimps and the beads and closures like this is new to me. I do all elastic. So it's been fun learning. But this video is, I'll link it down in the description box if anybody wants to laugh. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, if you want to see that process, oh, it was hard. So my second necklace, I did not record this one. This is using the beads from the February bargain bead box. I had so much fun making this necklace. It didn't take as long. I have soft flex. This one is made with soft flex. I don't know who uses that other wire, but I get wire a lot thrown in as freebies, and also from Amazon. If you order kits from Amazon, they will throw in that wire. Who uses that stuff? Because let me show you the next necklace. This is the necklace. It came out really, really pretty, and this is using beads from the bargain bead box for April. Yes, April. I made this the night before Easter. I was making it with that wire that they just throw in boxes and stuff. Got all the way to the end, did the crimps. You can tell because there's a bunch of crimps on there. Got around here, finished the necklace, went to get the jump ring so that I could attach the chain, and the wire popped and broke. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Some of you may have peeped it out. This is elastic cord. I had to take the whole necklace apart. There's no way in the world I'm using that wire again. And I used elastic cord just like I would use wire. I had to put 3 crimps because the elastic kept stretching. Every time some more came out, I covered it with the crimp. Don't laugh, but that's what I did. Don't judge me. I also made this butterfly pendant. Hope that answers all the questions about why we're out here, what's on my face, and what have I made lately. And today we're going to make a bracelet. Okay, now we're going to get to our beading for today. And I'm going to let you know that this is actually the second time that I'm doing this. Because what does Renee always do? I start talking and then I mess up. And I got halfway through the bracelet and realized that I was doing it wrong. I decided I was gonna just start over. And this time I'm organized. I have everything laid out in the correct order. Because I want to talk to you all, it's better for me to lay the pattern out so that way I don't get distracted and pick up the wrong bead. Okay, but I also want to show you bracelets that I made this week, and I used elastic with these. Okay, so these are the elastic bracelets that I've made. Here's 2 of them. I used some well, these are tiny. I don't know if they're seed beads exactly, but they're very small. They're a pinky color. I used some pink elastic string to make this so the pink would stand out more. And they have these silver hematite beads on there. But this is also a peachy pink color. And I got this to stack with the bracelet that we're making today. I got these from Amazon, and the reason I'm showing them is because they were big, way too big for me. So once I got these bracelets from Amazon, all I have to do is a review, and I get these for free. And so I took them apart and made them smaller. What do we call these? Dangles. I rearranged these because they didn't swing. They just kind of stood up in the air. So this one is opalite, and I'm so sad because it's not as fiery as real opal is, but it does have that milky type of look to it. I know that this is not real opal, but I still wanted it to have a little bit of that opal look to it. In between each one, you can't really tell here on camera, but it is rose gold hematite. Okay, this bracelet is pink opal and howlite. I put some rose gold with it and some howlite, and I like it a lot better. This bracelet here, I watched Kirk on Space Pickle Designs, and oh, I love this bracelet because she made a bracelet and she put dangles on it, and she said that her bracelet had a mohawk, and I thought that was so cute. So I have these 4 here. Hers went around a little bit more, and this is one of my favorite bracelets now. So I like to wear it with this at the top and these little dangles hanging at the bottom. And then the last one, this one is a memory bracelet for my Shih Tzu Oreo, It's been about a month since he passed. I made memory bracelets for myself, my 2 children, and my mom and stepdad. So if I have any left over, I'll make some for the kids on the block that used to play with him when they went over to my mom's house. All right, so as I said, I was making the bracelet wrong. I laid everything out, and let me show you up close what we're going to be using. These crystal rondelles, the small ones here, we're going to be using these. 6mm crystal faceted round beads. They're really pretty. They're like a peachy pinky color. And we were going to be using pretty much because I wanted for this bracelet to be all the items that are from the April bargain bead box, and these spacer beads are from that box. But when I was making the bracelet previously, I didn't really like these. They were pretty big, so I'm going to pull these from my stash. I got this hematite from one of my vendors, and I love this. Y'all, look at how shiny this is. Ugh, I love hematite. 6mm round amazonite. Okay, so now let's get started. We got everything already laid out. This was the inspiration, my little idea piece that I put together. So it's rondelle amazonite with the bead caps. Now these bead caps are different. These bead caps are from my stash, and I didn't like how they stuck out. I really wanted the rondelles to really circle around the bead, so I switched them to the ones that came in our April box. Okay, this is the faceted cut beads, 6mm beads with the AB, and so that's the pattern. It's rondelle, amazonite, rondelle, peach. We'll call them peach. Rondelle, amazonite, rondelle, peach. And there's going to be these spacers in between each. Oh, yeah, those are the faceted hematite. I love these, you guys. Love those so much. So we're going to start with a spacer and a rondelle. I'll start down here at the bottom. We're just going to go around, and if I need to, I'll come around on that side. Okay, and then at the end of my string, I tied a knot because, yes, I know, I still do not have any bead stoppers. I need to get them. I'm waiting for my taxes. Everybody do their taxes yet? I hope y'all did, because it's way after the 15th, but I did mine late, and I'm like, come on with the refund. Like, what is the problem? What's the holdup? Okay, so we're doing spacer, rondelle, spacer, amazonite, spacer, rondelle, spacer, peachy. I had to go get my readers because I could not see. That might help with stringing beads. That just might help. Much better. So I'm trying to think of some of the questions that I asked you all in the other video. I don't want to repeat stuff, but I know one of the things I asked was how long you all have been beading. And I've met like a few people on different lives. I watched Becky's live, and I watched Kirk. Her channel is called Space Pickle Designs. So I've watched her live, and we talked about Easter candy. We talked about Easter candy. It was right before Easter. And for Becky's live, her sister was making a necklace, a purple necklace with this beautiful pendant, and the necklace came out beautifully. It was so pretty. Let me put these here for reserve, just in case I come across some that are too small. So I was telling you all in the last video that I have been beading for about a year and a half. I started with pens. This one looks small. I started with pens, and with my pen business, Amazon had just started getting all of those kits where they come with the beadable pins and the bubblegum beads, those 20mm beads, and some spacers, a couple of spacers, and maybe like some little charms, like tassels that hung on the sides. And so I had asked my sister to come over, and the ones that I had were Christmas themed, and I was like, come on over, we're gonna make some pins. And so I bought 2 kits, and each kit made 12 pins, I believe. Well, life lifed, and we never got together, and I ended up having all these pins left, and I had already ordered a 3rd kit because I was thinking, you know, usually she brings her mom, her 2 kids, so I would have my 2. So I figured we would use up pretty much, you know, those 2 kits. So I bought a 3rd kit. So now I have 3 kits and nobody made any pins. So as I started making them, I was like, you know what, I'm going to see if I can sell these. And I had went on Etsy, and everyone was on Etsy selling pins, but theirs just look so different from mine. And I guess I had just come in on that trend late. Like, everyone was using all these amazing focal beads and all these different sparkly spacers and just so much stuff. And I was like, where are they getting this stuff from? So that's how I got into beading. I started, you know, going online, looking at different designs, seeing where people got their stuff to make their pins, you know, where they get their ideas, you know, what the trends were. And so once I started selling them, and you know, my family was tapped out, you know, they're only going to buy so many pins, I started having to find other ways to sell them. And so that's how I ended up on either Facebook or TikTok. Well, once on TikTok, oh, this is that weird one. You guys, look at this. It's filled. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's filled. I keep coming across this one because I keep just throwing it back in the box. So I need another one. Is it one in here? Yes. No. Alright, we're going to use one from this side, because I don't know if I'm going to need all of those. I keep coming across that one, and I keep saying I'm going to poke a pin through there or something to open it up, but I keep forgetting. Alright, which way am I going? We're going this way. So once I was on TikTok, you know, you start being introduced to a lot of different vendors and just different sites, and just the stuff that people sold on TikTok. I was just like, where have I been? Like, I didn't know that you could buy and sell stuff on TikTok. I just thought you watched videos. So I started coming across people who are buying smaller beads, and I would hear the vendors saying, you know, these fit on pins, these fit on keychains, these are for bracelets. And I was like, oh, I can make bracelets. And ta-da, here I am. Bracelets, pins, and now necklaces. Thanks to you all in the beading community encouraging me. Thank you so much. I got necklaces, bracelets. I do have a ring because one of my vendors sent me, she sent a ring wire. Have you all seen that before? Let me know what kind of things you all make. Do you just do jewelry? Is there anybody else making pens, or anyone else making rings? I only see a couple people make rings, so it looks hard to me. The one ring I made, I mean, it's cute, but I wouldn't sell it. So my vendor, she's so cute. Her name is Gigi. She was like, it's easy. It's easy. So she does this little ring online for me, just to show me how she makes hers. And I mean, it didn't look hard, but she's in China, and she was like in the middle of a sale. So it's not like she could do a tutorial. So I guess I need to look up some videos. But does anybody else make rings? And I know a lot of people that I watch that make the rings, they use just regular wire. I don't think I've seen anybody use ring wire. So let me know if you all have seen that before, because I was like, there's ring wire. It looks like memory wire, but it's small enough to make a ring. What's your niche? I love bracelets. I could make bracelets in my sleep almost. Now, this thing with my hands, it's like I have to tell myself, focus and put the string in the hole. Like, it's hard, like, and it shouldn't be. But I could go faster. I was trying to figure out, why did I say that? I was saying that because sometimes it seems like I'm going so slow. And I feel like I could go faster, but my hands, they are like, they make this jitter. They don't shake. It's just like, it's one of those things where it's like a twitch almost. So I'm trying to string it and then my hand will do like that. And that's an exaggerated. You probably don't even notice it, but you do see the fact that it takes me forever to get the cord into the hole. But it's like I have to tell myself to do it. It's not fast. Like I have to like consciously say, hold your hand, take the string, put it through the bead, you know. I really have to focus on doing it. Okay, let's see how far. As I said, my wrist is 6 inches. 1, 2. All right, so I'm on the bottom of the board here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're at 5. Last night in Becky's, during her live video, we were all admiring the relationship that Becky and her sister have. And I had mentioned that I have one biological sister and I have one sister from another mister, is what we call each other. But we met each other at work probably, let's see, how old is my daughter? Yeah, about 20 years ago. And we both were dancers, and she was referred to me by the principal to help with a dance group that I wanted to do with the children at the school, because I used to teach. And that's how we met, and she helped me with the dance group and everything, and we just became best friends after that. Isn't this beautiful? It's coming out really, really nice. I am at 6 inches almost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5. So we just became inseparable. Which is always nice if you can find someone else in the, you know, outside your family to be a sister to you. Not all our friends are close enough to be called our sisters. Okay, I think I am at 6 inches. Yes, I am. Okay, so now normally what I do is I just slide this back down to the middle. Make sure I've stretched my string. And I usually just tie a knot 3 times. Oh, I need to put a spacer. Oh, look at that. All right, I have to put a spacer in. I need to look at the pattern to see. Oh no, there's a spacer right here. How'd that happen? Usually, if you're making a bracelet on wire and you just have to make a pattern go from end to end, sometimes we don't really worry about carrying the pattern past the end of the bracelet. You usually just make the pattern go from one side to the other. But when you have a bracelet that is on elastic and goes in a circle, it means that the pattern has to then repeat as it circles around. So I am perfect right where I'm supposed to be. So if you see the left side, I ended with a spacer, and on the right side, I ended with the peachy, which would be next in the circle to go around. I hope you can see that. So now I have my Amazonite, my rondelle, my peachy, my rondelle, my Amazonite. Perfect. It came out perfect. It doesn't always come out perfect. If I'm selling it, I work hard to make it at least make sense if it's not the exact pattern. If it's just mine, sometimes I just tie it and I really don't care. But when it comes out like this, perfect. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to tie a knot first. And I am in between a spacer and a peachy, and the holes for the peachy are large enough for me to slide the knot in. So I have my knot tied, and then I do a positions knot, just swing it around twice, or sometimes I'll do 3 knots. It depends on how big the bead is going to be. And the knot went right in. So I usually cut these off the next day. I like to let the knot hold really good before I cut them off. So there's the bracelet. It came out so nice. It's a little bigger than I wanted, but not too big. Very pretty. It's not like super loose or anything, but it's also not too tight on my arm. I don't type or anything, so I do have a little bit of room here. I don't, worry about it being in the way of typing, so I don't have to worry about that, but it's not drooping either, so perfect. And so here is the other bracelet. I don't know if I said that in this video, but here's the bracelet, and I made this earlier today so I can cut these strings off. There's the scissors, here we are. And I knew that this peachy, those 2 peachy tones would go together. And so I have these little itty bitty seed bead peachy ones, and then these faceted rondelle peachies. I feel like these are acrylic. I know that box said glass, but it doesn't feel like it to me. But they're very nice. And then here, this is where I was saying, I started to not need as much space as I did for all of these. So I used some smaller beads here, and to get it just to enough where it would hang right for me. And I'm going to hide the knot inside of this little rondelle here. The legs are sticking out. Here we go. So, it's a nice little stack. It's pretty. I didn't want it to be too matchy-matchy, so they have the same colors but not the same beads. I'm going to make one more, like a green color to go with the Amazonite. And that'll be my stack for when I wear these. I'm into stacks right now. And I've gone online and looked at how much they charge for a stack of bracelets, and I'm like, they must be crazy. I can make that. So that's it. Thank you all so much for being here. You know what we say around here, whether it's day or evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, I hope that is good. Don't forget to pray because we really need it. And then don't forget to slay. And I have another video coming up for you all tomorrow with a second elastic cord bracelet and then a soft flex wire bracelet. All right, I'll see you all then. Bye.